as well. USC winning the tip. Davidson for three. You betcha!
Well, they get Jazzy Davidson open early off of a flare screen. She hasn't had any sort of eye-popping numbers from deep this season, but she's certainly capable and almost comes up with a turnover there.
Stokey earns a trip to the free throw line as they will ticket Kara Dunn with the personal foul. There is Jan Jensen getting it done for Iowa in just her second season as head coach, but she has been tremendous. 41 up, 13 down. Lindsay Gottlieb in her 5th season as USC's head coach, 104 wins already against just 45 losses. This is a titanic coaching matchup.
Yeah, really fun to see both in action today at shoot-arounds. You said, I mean, Jan Jensen, it's just been so fun to watch her at the helm after working alongside Lisa Bluter for so long. She is thriving in that head coach position.
Davidson gives it up to Kennedy Smith. Shot clock into single digits. 3 on the way. Hoop wouldn't have it. Rare miss from 3 for Kara Dunn. Chit chat right inside. Ava Heiden giving it to Stokey. 1-2 punch didn't quite work, and then a whistle blows. Juju Watkins, of course, recovering from that ACL tear. Signing autographs, bobbleheads we saw before tip. And the player that she will be after watching this season might be very scary. And she was already so darn good.
Yeah, it'll be exciting the day we get to see her back on the floor. Just her competitiveness, her talent is so missed this season.
Iwachukwu wasn't quite ready for that pass. And then Davidson comes up with this steal. That length is so menacing.
Yeah, Jazzy Davidson is somebody who fills up every stat department on the sheet, including the defensive end, and a really strong start here for the Trojans.
Kara Dunn, welcome to the 1,500-point club career. That bucket helping her create a little history. So USC on top 5-2 early here at the Galen Center. The Trojans a different team here at home, 8 up and 3 down. They've just won 11 games total on the season, so a lot of home cooking. Scoop shot won't fall. Rebound putback is blocked. Kennedy Smith denied at the rack. Addie Deal gets it to Stokey. And that is a traveling violation whistled against Kylie Feuerbach.
The defensive intensity that USC is starting with this game with is really impressive. They have already forced 3 Iowa turnovers. They're moving quickly. They're doubling the catches in the post, and they just have Iowa a little rattled to start this game on the road.
And that's what Jan Jensen told us she was concerned about, the length and athleticism from USC. And that is going to be a foul called against Hannah Stokey. Her second personal foul. Quickly off the bench is Journey Houston.
Yeah, this is a huge moment for Iowa because they have a really clear advantage in the post with the 2 bigs. And now Hannah Stokey is going to have to exit this game with just a couple minutes in the books.
Jazzy Davidson is going to shoot some free throws as Kylie Feuerbach commits the personal. That's the first personal against Feuerbach, sending Davidson to the line. If you're Lindsay Gottlieb, you couldn't be any happier with this start.
Yeah, I mean, they have brought it out the gates. As we mentioned, they have been so competitive in these Big Ten losses. Their last 5 losses by an average of 5 points. So they've been on the cusp of these wins and back on their home floor.
Taking a look at Davidson really this season, leading her team in every category imaginable and leading the Big Ten in blocks as well.
Yeah, Lindsay Gottlieb just raved about her, just really her whole sense of professionalism, how she's come in and had so much on her shoulders without Juju Watkins out there.
Chit-chat right off on the triple try. London Jones says 3 me.
London Jones stepping into the starting lineup today, and with that, Iowa wants a timeout. This hot Trojans team, very hands-on with the program.
That shot off the mark, out of the timeout. And USC goes back to work on the offensive end, and a whistle blows. Davidson being very aggressive early here. Does that surprise you, Kim?
No, that was the exact word that came to my mind, and I like that we've seen her try to score in different ways. We saw her knock down a 3 on the opening possession, but where she's really a mismatched problem is taking it off the bounce and pulling up like she did there with the length that she possesses.
The 73% free throw shooter on the season, the freshman from Clackamas, Oregon, splits a pair. Lindsay Gottlieb telling us her motor is her superpower. Taylor Stremlow giving it up to Chit-Chat right. Inside to Houston. That ball tipped out of bounds. The length of this Trojan defense is formidable.
Yeah, and their activity, it was really what they worked on most today in shoot-around, was trying to keep passes out of the post, and so far they've been really effective in doing that.
Houston doesn't get the roll. Nice rebound by Kennedy Smith. Davidson, 3-ball, too strong. Battle for the rebound, won by Hayden. No surprise there. Ava has just been stuffing the stat sheet. Big Ten Player of the Week. She had 20 points and 8 rebounds Thursday against Maryland.
Yeah, she's really coming on, and Jan Jensen said the play of Hannah Stolke, as Houston gets it to go, the play of Hannah Stolke has really inspired confidence in Hayden, but right now she's having to do it without her counterpart, Hannah Stolke, on the bench with those 2 early fouls.
London Jones with her second 3-ball of the day.
London Jones, known for her 3-point shooting, coming over from the crosstown rival UCLA Bruins. She's up to a hot start from deep.
Listen, she can go on a heater in a hurry. Stremlow at the cup.
And I think Iowa's going to have to depend on their guards a little bit more in this game, just because of how USC is really trying to take things away from the post.
USC has led by as many as 8 here in this first quarter. Jan Jensen has already had to burn a timeout to reset her offense, and Hannah Stolke has been in foul trouble. That shot attempt off the mark. And Kylie Feuerbach will check back in for Iowa, replacing Addie Deal.
And the positive for Jan Jensen, obviously you would love to have Hannah Stolke out there as much as you can, but she does have some really talented freshmen that can come in off the bench. We're seeing Journey Houston now. They also have Layla Hayes, who's 6'5", as an option to go to. Looks like Iowa was called for stepping over the baseline. They're going to give it right back to USC.
Gotta know where your toes are when the court is 94 feet by 50. So Jazzy Davidson will inbound for Iowa. That shot blocked at the rim. Terrific defense. And then a foul call against USC. Timothy Daly making the call. That goes against Jazzy Davidson, her first personal. So what's different about Iowa after that timeout by Jan Jensen?
Yeah, I think I'm still waiting to see them really settle into their offense. Nearly another turnover there, and we also have to mention that without Taylor McCabe, we know she's a 3-point shooter, but Jan Jensen said she just did so much for us. She rarely makes a mistake. She rarely turns it over. So this is also an adjustment for Iowa, getting used to being without one of their starters.
Houston, baseline jumper is pure.
Yeah, nice range from Houston with so much attention around that post area. She's stepping out to find herself a little space.
The freshman out of Davenport, Iowa. Davidson for 3. That one off the mark. Taking a look at the Hawkeyes' work here, Kim.
Yeah, Iowa has been such a good offensive team all season long, trying to find some rhythm here. And that time Stremlo driving that baseline. That was their easiest look of this young game so far.
After starting 0 for 4 from the floor, the Hawkeyes have went 3 for 3 on their last possessions. 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter of play. Hayden off the bounce. That results in another turnover for the Hawkeyes. Those are starting to pile up now with 5. Kennedy Smith off the mark, and here come the Hawkeyes pushing pace. Stremlo thought about the 3, pulls it back. Inside to Hayden. Oh, high off glass. That was nice.
Yeah, she's aggressive and demanding that ball. Now Lindsey Gottlieb wants a timeout after the Hawkeyes have been storming back.
It's a little 6-0 run for Iowa, and that has made Coach Gottlieb burn a timeout. Taking a look at Iowa working well.
Yeah, this is a 6-0 run, and Ava Hayden gets the defender right on her back, demands that ball from her teammate. Took some contact there as well, and the sophomore, one of the most improved players nationwide. As a freshman, was averaging just 5 points a game. This season, she's up to 16. You mentioned she's the current Big Ten player of the week. And I love a player that has stuck with the process after not getting a ton of burn or a ton of impact as a freshman, and just put in the work to get better.
So USC started 4 for 8 from the floor. 3s were falling. Everything was looking good. Since then, 0 for 4. So what's changed defensively for Iowa?
Yeah, I think Iowa just is more in tune to the scouting report. They're really getting back in transition. This is a USC team. I think they're at their best when they're running with that length of Davidson and the speed. So Iowa, and started with Iowa making shots. It's not allowing USC to rebound and run. That factors into it as well, but there's just more of an attention to detail after that initial timeout.
Nikki Blue has the scout for USC today, one of the elite assistants that Gottlieb has on her staff. Gerda Roroshetite gives it up. London Jones kicks it out. That 3 is off the mark by Diana Mendez. Great opportunity for Iowa here. Stremlo bouncing inside to Hayden, where a double team was waiting, and the ball goes out of bounds. That is 5 turnovers for Iowa already.
Yeah, and a lot of these are just uncharacteristic for this Iowa team, who usually takes pretty good care of the ball. And these are just unforced turnovers. That was just a poor decision trying to force that into Hayden.
Iowa a third of the way already to its average for turnovers on a season. Now with 5, they usually come away with 15 a game. Dunn did it from 3. She's already in the record books with 1,500 points career, and she adds a triple on top. And then Feuerbach says, anything you can do, I can do better.
Yeah, that was really too easy on both ends. Iowa left Cara Dunn, who's making more than 3 threes a game as of late, wide open on the perimeter.
And then Cara Dunn wanted to post up and drop Feuerbach like a bad habit. Iowa wanted the foul call to go against Dunn, and it goes against Feuerbach, her second personal. And quickly off the bench, Addie Deal comes back into the game, the freshman who got her first start of the season.
And this is tough for Jan Jensen, because the 2 players that she has matched up against with USC's best 2 players, she had Feuerbach on Davidson. She now has to go to the bench. And she had Stolke on Cara Dunn. She's been on the bench for about 5 minutes. So the best 2 defenders sidelined with 2 fouls.
So Dunn, the senior from Dallas, Georgia, shooting 78% on the season, gets them both. Great adjustments by both teams so far. This feels like Big Ten tournament game, and we're 5 weeks away from that, Kim.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're about to turn the calendar into February. It's another foul on USC. The next step for Iowa right now is to start taking better care of the basketball.
Gerda Roroshetite ticketed with her first personal foul. It'll be ball out of bounds underneath for Iowa. 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Houston smokes it. Three on the way, rattles home for Mendez.
Diana Mendez, a player that Lindsay Gottlieb identified to us as somebody who she'd like to pull some more offense out of. She's capable. She's showing it there.
She only had 2 points against Michigan. Already has 3 points today. Kennedy Smith to Dunn. Ooh, trail three wouldn't fall. Nice rebound by Addie Deal. She's from Irvine, California, about 45 minutes away. Said she needed about 30 tickets for this game. Houston can't get the bunny to fall. Davidson pulls up and hits. Oh, that's nice transition game by USC.
How smooth is that? It's very similar to the smoothness that her teammate Juju Watkins displays that we saw all of last season. Jazzy Davidson, very similar in just how she can glide amongst the floor. 6'1", pulls up, nobody with the length to defend that shot. One, maybe the best freshman in the country.
It's a 7-0 run for USC. Jazzy Davidson says her favorite player in the WNBA is Nafisa Collier, and that was a very Fee-like move.
Yeah, very fundamental. Gonna make the right plays.
Another turnover by Iowa.
They just threw it right to USC.
And it looks like we'll have more Trojan free throws.
I mean, these turnovers have to be giving Jan Jensen a migraine, because this does not look like the Iowa Hawkeyes team. Maybe it was a little deflected there, but Taylor Stremlow just throws it right to USC, who has been so good at turning those turnovers into offense at the other end. Dunn is going to head to the free throw line.
KD is not only the team's highest volume three-point shooter, one of the most impressive stats she has is she's the second leading rebounder. Just production all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, this is a USC team that's not too dominant in terms of a center on the interior. They're getting a lot of production from the perimeter players. So when that happens, you need to rely on your guards and wings to get some boards as well, and she's done that.
26 points, 10 rebounds for the double-double against Michigan Sunday. And Lindsay Gottlieb says she gets more and more calls from WNBA scouts about KD.
Yeah, I've been so impressed just watching her get after it in the post. She hasn't needed to go to that yet today, but she's equally as effective battling in the post. She got a bunch of N1s in that Michigan game. That was a heartbreaker for them.
Stremlow picking up her second personal foul, and with 2 fouls against her, Hannah Stokey back on the floor for Iowa. Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. That shot wouldn't fall. Another great rebound. There goes Dunn, backing up what I'm talking about. I love it. Pulls the trigger from 3. You bet. Okay, Kara, we see you. It's an 11-0 Trojan run. Largest lead of the day, 13 for the woman of Troy.
Dunn is shooting 39% from deep on the season, and now multiple times Iowa has just left her all alone on the perimeter.
Scoring drought of more than 2 minutes for the Hawkeyes, who just look out of sorts here in the first quarter. Try to get that pass inside, and Deal committing the turnover. That's number 7 for Iowa.
This USC team is on fire. Kara Dunn, little give and go action. You see that closeout attempt, but you cannot sag that far off of Kara Dunn. We mentioned 39, but in her last 6 games, she's making 3.5 threes per game. That has to be top of your awareness list defensively.
Callie Levin just checked in, number 32 for Iowa. Shot clock is off. SC playing for the final shot. Davidson at the elbow. That'll work. And that is how the first quarter will end. Davidson with 9, Dunn's got 11, and USC
points off of. So they have to make much better decisions with the ball and recognize how USC is defending, which is to really try to take away any pass into the post.
This is a USC team that scores about 68 points a game, coming through with a huge 28-point first quarter. Feuerbach giving it up. Chit-chat right. Back to Stokey. That ball is poked out of bounds. Almost got my stats guy, Dick Dornan, but he had his heads up. Ball out of bounds on the side for USC. This entire coaching staff is engaged in defensive stances, helping USC defend. Feuerbach off the bounce, triple teamed. Can't get the lane to go. Ball is poked out of bounds and will stay with USC. Active hands defensively everywhere for the Trojans.
Yeah, and it's all 5 players dialed in. Feuerbach was able to turn that corner ever so slightly on her own defender, but immediately 2 different Trojans came at her with size and length to really alter her attempt.
See Gottlieb's staff, Beth Burns, Lynette Crockett, Nikki Blue, Courtney Jaco, and Jonathan Yim. Gottlieb wanted a kickball. She's asking for a conference between the refs.
After discussion, that ball is kicked.
And that is the call, kickball. Lindsay Gottlieb knows that she has run through a gauntlet in January and that things start to ease up schedule-wise in February, starting with Rutgers on Sunday. Yeah. So if you don't think USC is serious about making a push to the Final Four in Phoenix, don't count this team out. Davidson, corner 3, too strong. Nice rebound, but the putback would not fall. Feuerbach pulls the trigger. Wow, nice bucket.
And I think that's what Iowa needs to try to do, is get out and play with some pace, whether you're disrupting and forcing a turnover, rebounding and running. But the half-court defense has been so dialed in for USC, they have to try to push pace for some easier looks.
Kennedy Smith, turnaround jumper, won't fall. Good box out by the Hawkeyes. Black and gold everywhere.
Yeah, that must have been an emphasis in that timeout, because every single person identified a body and blocked out.
Stokey almost does have the ball taken away. Smith all alone. She's not going to miss from there.
And I already said this, but the majority of USC's shoot-around today was centered around keeping the post players out of business. And you see right there, Stokey had some room, but they send multiple players to her.
She finds Hayden, who connects. Now, this has been a tandem that has been so lethal, and a big part of the reason why Iowa woke up this morning ranked 8th in the nation with a net of 20, it's crazy low, and also just an eyelash behind UCLA in the Big Ten standings. Dunn, triple. Wow. Okay, Kara. It's going to be one of those nights for KD.
Her confidence is just soaring. Already 14 points, 3 of 5 from Kara Dunn, who's been one of the best scorers in the country as of late.
And she comes up with the steal. The double team working beautifully. London Jones gets the roll. Beautiful fast break offense. The transition defense just can't seem to keep up with USC.
Now 9 Iowa turnovers. They just look a little bit shell-shocked right now. They don't really know where to turn to. There is a USC Trojan everywhere they look.
Yeah, Iowa looks like they think USC has 6 players on the floor instead of 5. Shot clock getting skinny. Hayden has her shot blocked and a whistle blows.
USC is just off and running in this game. Jazzy Davidson, nice decision. Once again, Iowa is helping way too much off of Kara Dunn. You can't leave her like that. And then Kara Dunn going defense to offense over to London Jones, who stepped into that starting lineup today and has been very productive offensively.
Ava Hayden at the free throw line. She only shoots 68% from the stripe. So if you're looking for a way to improve, get in the gym, man.
Yeah, she's improved in so many areas. I'm sure that's one that she's going to add to her list over the summer as she gets that second one to drop.
She splits a pair with under 7 minutes to go. USC in control, up 35-19 in a major upset state of mind here at the Galen Center. Davidson for three. Too strong.
Davidson below 30% from deep on the season. I think I was happy with her settling for those triples rather than using her length on the pull-up game.
Four-time Oregon Gatorade Player of the Year. Feuerbach can't connect. And USC is back in business on the offensive end.
4-time is crazy.
Yeah.
Every year of high school.
Woo. You can pop your collar. She scored more than 2,700 points. London Jones. London the cutie, as her Instagram handle is. One of the best IG handles out there. A whistle away from the basketball.
London Jones, London Bridges, everything's falling down for her today. London Jones has yet to miss a shot in this game. 4 of 4, 9 points for Jones' first season as a Trojan, making the interesting decision to come over from the Bruins.
She wanted playing time, and it has worked out for her as a businesswoman and as a hooper. Chit Chat Wright connects from three.
And that's Wright's first bucket of the game. Such an electric scorer. She hasn't really gotten a feel for this game up until that shot. Maybe that'll spur her on.
She averages 13 a night. Davidson at the cup. She is into double figures now with 11.
And I love her on the attack. I know she's taken a couple threes, but she's been unstoppable when she puts it on the floor.
Houston corralling the basketball and then sneaks to the cup. Davidson thought she was going to get the basketball and forgot to defend the basket. 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Corner three, Mendez, no. Good rebound by Iowa. Tegan Mulaney, who's checked in with all this foul trouble for the Hawkeyes. That ball is poked out of bounds and will stay with teams. By looking at this game, what has been the difference for the women of Troy?
This is certainly a big one that's popping up right there. The turnovers and the points off. Not only has USC forced 9 turnovers that they've gotten 13 points off of, but they only have 1 turnover on the game. They're taking such good care of the basketball on their end.
And shooting it well. Making 5 of their last 7 field goals. Under 5 minutes to go here in the second quarter. That 3 would not fall for Stremlow. And here comes USC pushing pace. Battle for the rebound won by the Hawkeyes as Hayden just flew by everybody to corral the basketball. Wright pulls it back. Good transition defense by USC. Wright. Off the back iron. And that's what makes Kara so dangerous, because she can rebound and handle and push.
Yeah, those type of players, you think of like a Sarah Strong from UConn. That's one of UConn's best offense. That's one of USC's best offense.
Right to Stremlow. Step back 3. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, these Iowa guards have to stay aggressive and looking for their shots just because of how difficult it's been to get any sort of game going in the post. So that time, again, playing with a little bit of pace to get those threes in rhythm.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the second quarter. After losing the first quarter by 15, Iowa is winning this second quarter by 3. So much better offense from the Hawkeyes here in this second stanza.
And they got lucky there, again, leaving Dunn.
Hayden blocked. And then continues to stay with the play.
Yeah, key for her, who Jan Jensen said she used to get hung up on a turnover, getting her shot blocked like that. Now she's playing through it.
And free throws are coming. Laura Williams thought she had done her work.
And Iowa starting to find some offensive rhythm. Stremlow, little step back triple. And then Ava Hayden, I mean, she's got a lot to reckon with in the post, but staying with the play after initially getting blocked, and the Hawkeyes have cut this lead to 10.
So KD steps to the free throw line where she is shooting 78% this season. She gets the first one to go. Her first season here at USC after 3 at Georgia Tech, where she was 2-time All-ACC. And she can go off. Her career high is 39 points. Right now, Dunn has 16 to lead USC. Smith trying to contain Wright. Oh, the hezzy. Okay, Chit Chat. We see you. Oh, that was nice.
Yeah, the handle. Smith was doing all she could to stay with her, but Chit Chat Wright got the best of it.
London Jones tried to answer, got a little too off balance in the spin cycle. So Iowa with another opportunity. And now an offensive foul call.
Chit Chat Wright, a slow offensive start to the game, but she's picking up speed. Ooh, that was filthy. Behind the back crossover. Kennedy Smith, an elite defender, and she just gets her off balance, finds her way to the rim.
That foul went against Kennedy Smith. Stremlo, 3. That's good.
Taylor Stremlo looking confident. She's catching it, ready to shoot, and she's a player. When you ask Jan Jensen who most reminds you of her, and she said Taylor Stremlo.
It's a 10-2 run by the Hawkeyes, as they have remembered that they are the 8th ranked team in the nation here in the second quarter. Davidson doesn't get the roll. Ball goes out of bounds and will belong to Iowa. What has been different for the Hawkeyes here in the last 4 minutes?
I would say it's more of just a mentality shift. I mean, they were just late getting off the bus to start this game. Maybe they were on Central Time. They forgot they were on Pacific Coast time. It was time to hoop. But I think they've just brought the energy. Chit Chat Wright has gotten more involved in the game and getting this offense flowing a little bit. And I think they've adjusted to the defense. They're not trying to force passes into the post anymore.
So USC 0 for its last 6 from the floor, helping out Iowa come back in this one. Stremlo again. Woo! Why not? I'll have whatever Taylor Stremlo is having. She's into double figures now with 11.
She has caught fire. USC not finding her on the perimeter.
Jazzy Davidson ends the run.
Jazzy Davidson, so talented off of that dribble. Can just lull the defender to sleep. If she's got a smaller defender, she doesn't need much space to get that high arcing shot off.
Davidson's got 13. Dunn has 16. Stremlo, the only Hawkeye in double figures with 11. Chit Chat. Hayden is there for the big O board. Rebound, put back, won't fall. Dunn to the corner. That 3 off the mark. Another opportunity for Iowa to cut into this lead with a minute to go before the half. Houston. No, but a battle for the rebound means the Hawkeyes will have the basketball underneath. Taking a look at the Big Ten college basketball schedule on Peacock. These are the men's games. Stremlo, corner 3, no. Houston with the O board, gets it back to Stremlo. And Kara Dunn comes away with the rebound. Davidson. Chit Chat comes out of the pack with the basketball. Shot clock is off. Jan Jensen says, let's take our time.
Jazzy Davidson just 1 of 6 from deep. This gives Iowa a chance to get the final shot of this second quarter, where they've been much better than they were in the first.
USC outscored Iowa in the first quarter by 15. It's almost the complete reverse. Iowa winning this quarter 24-15. Wright, triple. Bounces out, rebound, putback, won't go. And that is how as the second half of play is underway, USC on top 43-37.
Jan Jensen told us today this is really the first game her team has had to battle real adversity, coming off that emotional loss without Taylor McCabe. So there's certainly some adversity that happened in that first half. How will they respond?
Chit-chat right skips it over to Addie Deal, who just lost the handle. As we take a look at the Big Ten standings, there are 7 teams ranked in the AP Top 25, another 3 receiving votes.
Oh yeah, it is a gauntlet. We're going to see a deep group, probably hear their names called in March, but you look at Iowa right up there with UCLA, a team they're going to face in a couple days, but right now they're tied up with the Trojans before they can get to that game.
Kara Dunn now has 18 points to lead all scorers.
And that's that versatility I love with her. She was hot from deep in the first half, and now she'll take you into the post and play some bully ball.
Whistle blows against Vivian Iwuchukwu.
Second personal, first team foul.
Iwuchukwu getting tied up there with Hayden. It's been a physical game in the post. Hawkeyes have had to battle for any sort of touch they get inside.
Hayden hits the deck again. Davidson almost came up with the steal and then comes through with the block. Ooh. And it's a jump ball call.
Tough one for Addie Deal, making her first appearance of the starting lineup. Just getting swallowed up here from another freshman, Jazzy Davidson, who leads this conference in blocks. But that, I guess they call it a jump ball, so I don't think she'll get awarded with the block there.
Deal, turnaround jumper, won't fall.
That's tough attempt over Jazzy Davidson with her length and shot blocking ability.
London Jones brings it back out and resets. Dunn almost lost the handle, gets it back to Davidson. That 3 is good.
Davidson staying confident from deep, was just 1 of 6 in the first half. She opened up the game with a 3, so similar start here to the second half.
USC averages just over 7 made threes a game. They already have 7, and we still have a quarter and almost 2 to go. Hannah Stolke baseline jumper, that's nice.
There she goes. Just her second field goal of the game. She's got to be ready to step out and hit a little bit, because we're seeing USC really double team the catch into Hayden. So Stolke has to take advantage of that.
Lindsay Gottlieb has put the hair up in a bun. It was down when the game started.
It's time.
I know. She's adjusting along with her team. Dunn, 3. Oh, the hoop wouldn't have it. Great O-board by Kennedy Smith, and the Trojans will reset. London Jones gives it up. Iwuchukwu, a little too much on that one. Chit-chat right to Stolke, who gets it to fall.
You could tell she got a little fired up on that rebound. We mentioned she only had 2 points in the first half. She had 0 rebounds. So on the last possession, she grabs that board and then aggressive take on the block on the other end.
London Jones off the mark. Chit-chat right, smallest player on the floor, getting things started for the Hawkeyes. Addie Deal gives it back out. Jan Jensen calling a new play, Hayden at the rim.
Ooh, that was athleticism from Hayden. Jan Jensen loving it on the sideline. She had to sky up for that catch a little bit.
Jazzy Davidson wanted to get it to Iwuchukwu, who somehow got that ball up and in. The bump and the buckets.
Now we're going blow for blow here to start this second half. Ava Hayden on the nice lob cross court from Chit-chat right. And then Jazzy Davidson on the distribution. Vivian Iwuchukwu, that's tough. She only averages about 3 points per game. Didn't look it with that attempt.
And that was just heart and want. Capital W-A-N-T. She gets the roll on the free throw as well. She comes out a little dinged up. Will get looked at by USC trainer Aaron Tillman. We'll keep you updated on Iwuchukwu's status.
USC just relentless with this pressure. I would not want to be trying to bring the ball up against Jazzy Davis, and Gottlieb is infuriated with that call.
Lindsay Gottlieb trying to argue her case. as Davidson picks up her 3rd personal foul. Timothy Daly just turned his back and said, we're playing. 6.5 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I think you just let that go.
Hayden at the cup. Hayden into double figures now with 11. Stremlo also with 11 to lead the Hawkeyes, the only 2 players in double figures. And Dunn will shoot some free throws.
And that's a big 3rd foul on Hannah Stolke. Yep, they called that on Stolke. So Davidson with 3. Now Stolke with 3. I like Dunn just being aggressive and taking it right to her. Knowing that she got in foul trouble early in the game, she's got to head back to the bench after a productive couple of minutes.
So Stolke takes a seat, as does Davidson. And it's Dunn at the free throw line. Kara Dunn's 3-point shooting, so impressive. 39%. That's up 8 percentage points from her time at Georgia Tech.
Yeah, really impressive. I love how she doesn't force the threes because of how good she is attacking, getting downhill in the post. She's tough to guard because she can hurt you from anywhere.
All alone is Houston at the rim.
Gorgeous vision and creation from Chit-Chat Wright, who's just surgical with it, taking her time, letting things open up.
Chit-Chat Wright now with 5 assists as London Jones goes flying.
Chit-Chat Wright, I mean, just fighting over that screen, coming to a fundamental jump stop, the no-look dime into Journey Houston, who again is going to have to play some big minutes here with Hannah Stolke heading to the bench with the 3 fouls. She comes in and makes something happen right away.
Chit-Chat, just a sophomore. Such a balance of youth and experience on this Hawkeyes team. Ooh. Oh, nice steal by the Hawkeyes.
Oh,
behind the back. Oh, I will take that and have another. Houston is into double figures with a fast break run to perfection.
Taylor Stremlo with the highlights.
Iowa starting this quarter 6 for 6 from the floor. Roll Shotite, little short. Another opportunity for the Hawkeyes. USC led by as many as 18. That once giant lead is down to 3. Feuerbach can't get the roll. Wanted a whistle, didn't get it. Kennedy Smith able to hang on to the basketball, attacking and hitting.
That's just a tough take from Smith. I mean, she was stopped initially, a couple of black jerseys in her way, and she just willed her way across the lane.
And remember, some of those tough losses that USC endured was because Kennedy Smith was out for 3 games. So critical for the women of Troy. London Jones connects.
Just when you think a little momentum was swinging in favor of Iowa, a couple big shots from Trojans.
SC now above its season average of 7 made threes a game. They've hit on 8. London Jones has a couple of them. Stremlo whistled for the violation of
triples, and they have just stayed aggressive. They've stayed unselfish. They're looking for each other. Really tough trio to have to contend with right now.
All scoring at or above their season averages. I don't know how Dunn got that bucket to fall. She has got 21, 7 straight games with a 20-piece for KD.
And we talked about that versatility. We just talked about her 3-point shooting. Now she's taking you into the post where she's really unstoppable when a guard is on her.
I told you at the top of the show, she rolls out of bed and gets 20, period.
You weren't lying.
That ball wouldn't fall. Rolling in and out.
Jan Jensen, a little bit of a roll of the dice here, putting Hannah Stolke back in with the 3 fouls. We'll see if USC attacks it. They just did there. There wasn't much she could do.
Kennedy Smith now has 6, as it's a 9-0 USC run. What a flex. Led by as many as 18 in the second quarter. Huge run by Iowa to pull close. Stremlo harassed and harangued. Shot clock getting skinny. Chit-chat right. Off the bounce. Scoop shot. Wouldn't fall. And Davidson's got the rebound. Pushing pace. Ahead to Kennedy Smith. What a move! And with that, Jan Jensen needs time and change. What is working for the women of Troy?
Kara Dunn. I mean, she's working 7th straight 20-plus point game. She's been an absolute bucket. Look at the efficiency. 6 rebounds as well. 5 assists, which you don't see on that graphic, Sydney. Kara Dunn has 0 turnovers, and the Trojans as a whole, they only have 2 for the entire game. They're a team that averages about 14 per game. The ball protection has been outstanding tonight, and on the other end, they have forced 11 Iowa turnovers. They've gotten 17 points off of those.
Hannah Stolke kicking it back out to Chit-chat right. 2.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Stolke at the rim earns a trip to the free throw line. Dunn doesn't agree with the whistle, and Stolke will shoot.
Iowa has to keep her involved. She's been in and out of this game with foul trouble. It's tough to manage mentally, but I love them going into her right there. She has to keep working for her shots. They're gonna have to get her and Hayden on the move a little bit because it's not easy to get a direct post pass into this game.
Just the 5th free throw attempt for Iowa today. Make it 6. Stolke connects on the pair. And pretty good stuff from just a 54% free throw shooter on the season. The ball security for USC has been fantastic, as you mentioned, Kim. Their season low coming into this game, 7 against NC State. Dunn has the ball poked away by Stolke. 3 fouls, doesn't matter. She's still being defensive. Ball out of bounds underneath for SC. They've made 5 of their last 5 field goals. Shot clock getting really low. Kennedy Smith off the bounce. Oh, what a move!
How many tough finishes have there been from the women of Troy guards this evening? That was not an easy one from Smith, just working her way across that lane and that high finish up on the glass.
Smith into double figures now with 10. Stolke didn't want to deal with Dunn in the post. Stremlow back to Stolke at the elbow, and Davidson comes flying in for the rebound. Kennedy Smith somehow skies and gets that basketball so it doesn't go out of bounds.
Better job from Iowa getting back that time, stopping the fast break.
Dunn kicking it to Smith. Pulls the trigger from 3. And a whistle blows. Gurra trying to get that O-board. And the whistle will go against Iowa's Hayden. Her 3rd personal foul.
Here we go.
It has been physical on the glass, in the post, all evening long. Tough to see from that angle just kind of when and where they got tied up.
KD, are you kidding me? She's got 23.
What's in the water out here in LA, the way these guards have attacked and finished through contact.
That 3 too strong, and Kennedy Smith comes up with the rebound. And of course, it's London Jones dialing long distance. Her 3rd made 3 on the day. She's got 15.
You could tell she's locked in, that look in her eyes, trotting back there. She was ready to put that shot up. 3 of 4 from behind the arc for Jones.
Largest lead of the game for SC at 19. An empty possession for Iowa as the shot clock was winding down. 5 seconds on the clock for USC to work with here at the end of the 3rd quarter.
And they continue to put the clamps on, and now the crowd is really becoming a factor in this game. They're turned up.
Everybody up, here we go, super loud. Go SC!
London Jones looks at the clock. It's And she's unable to get the shot off when we were in our own backyard, but no, we're going to try to fly to California, but I digress. Here in LA, USC trying to pull off the upset and hand Iowa its first Big Ten loss of the season, taking its largest lead of the day, 19, into this final 10 minutes. Kara Dunn leading all scorers with 23. And an offensive foul is called.
Lindsay Gottlieb saying, grab the arm first. And at first glance, it looked to me like there was a lot of contact going in. I mean, she actually pushed off first a little bit there on Feuerbach.
So Dunn picks up her third personal foul. USC dominating the first quarter, winning by 15 points, and doing almost the exact same thing in quarter number 3, winning that quarter by 13 points. Chit-chat right. Short.
I mean, this is a USC team that only averages 68 points per game. They've already surpassed that here to start the fourth.
Kara Dunn working on another double-double and perhaps a triple-double. 23 points, 7 rebounds now, and 5 dimes. It'll be ball out of bounds on the side after Stremlo picks up the personal, her third. London Jones gets the call from Lindsay Gottlieb. Davidson buries the triple.
Jazzy Davidson doing a nice job of reading those screens, that time electing to pop out. And she scored from everywhere tonight.
Jazzy has got 19 points on 3 of 8 shooting from distance. Another empty possession for Iowa. We said it at the top of the show. You can't help but think that maybe the Hawkeyes were thinking about UCLA on Sunday. Mendez, no, but an O board by who else? KD. And then she smokes it. Out of the fray comes Stremlo. 8 minutes to go here in this fourth quarter. And as Stokey was reaching for the basketball, Iwuchukwu was trying to reach through her.
Yeah, this was a good call from the official. That post play has been serious, a lot of banging going around, but Hannah Stokey doing a nice job of continuing to work for her position on what's been a frustrating night with her in the foul trouble.
Iwuchukwu coming up with a big rebound. The lead is 20. Kennedy Smith too strong. Battle for the rebound. Wright comes out of the pack. Stremlo too strong. And there's Hayden to clean up the mess. And oh no. Another USC player down as Iwuchukwu looks to be in a lot of difficulty. Erin Tillman, athletics trainer, running out to help. Hopefully it's just a cramp. That same leg gave her some difficulty in the first half of play in the second quarter.
Can't let that stuff go, man.
Yeah, I mean, tough to tell there. Like you said, you hope it's maybe just some cramping going on, but she certainly looks like she's in an immense amount of pain.
Training staff has had to deal with a lot for USC this season. We mentioned Kennedy Smith missed 3 games earlier this season. Of course, they're rehabbing Juju Watkins as well as she comes back from that ACL repair. And as USC has found its footing, you would hate to see an injury derail the momentum they have, because the schedule gets so much kinder for this team in February. And it's nice to see Iwuchukwu able to get up with some assistance.
Yeah, it looks like that leg is just completely locked up. She's walking off, but can't even really bend the knee. She needs a lot of assistance trying to get off the floor. Sending her the best.
So Iwuchukwu leaves with 3 points, 4 huge rebounds as well. And if we get an update on her status, we will be sure and pass it along to you. So Gerda Rauschetite comes in for Iwuchukwu. USC with the basketball and the comfortable lead Again, they've led by as many as 22. Now up 73-55.
Yeah, this is where the Trojans need to stay aggressive, but continue to make sure that they're taking good shots, because Iowa's a team that, with their pace, they can get back quickly. Now that's a great shot. Jazzy Davidson pull-up game. That's one of the highest percentages looks in the country. She's so smooth with that.
Jazzy Davidson now with 21. KD still leading all scorers with 23. Fierbach missing everything. Oh, nice save. Wow, Stremlo goes down hard and gets right back up. What tremendous effort from Stremlo. Kennedy Smith denied. And a great effort by Chit-Chat Wright to get that basketball to go out of bounds off of Kennedy Smith.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason this Iowa Hawkeyes team is 18-2. They're not going to wave the white flag and just say this game's over. They are making the hustle plays. Incredible effort from Stremlo to assist this bucket, and then Chit-Chat Wright saving the possession on the other end.
Season low for Iowa was 56, so they have been able to get past that nightmare with the 57 on the board. But another empty possession. The defense has just been outstanding for USC. Davidson, short. Stremlo comes out of the pack. Lindsay Gottlieb telling us, despite the losses in January, her team has been getting better in the margins, and it's all coming together tonight.
Yeah, they just have to keep their foot on the gas. That was a deep three from Chit-Chat Wright. Like I said, you can't count this Iowa Hawkeyes team out despite what the scoreboard reads.
Chit-Chat from the logo.
Thought that was 22 in black from a couple seasons ago with that range.
I tell you what. She says her favorite player at the WNBA level is Erica Wheeler. She played on Erica's AAU team, and they have a great relationship. So, you know, Wheeler's helping coach her up. An and-one opportunity for KD. She's got 25. We'll look for more at the stripe.
We may have to find a stat on players with the most N1 conversions, because just in the last couple of games, I've seen a handful of them from Cara Dunn. They list her at 5'11". I don't know. I think we need to break out the measuring stick, or maybe she just plays bigger than she is, but she uses her physical tools, her strength, her body control. What a talented offensive player. We've seen it all on display this evening.
Ava Hayden picking up the personal foul, her fourth. Dunn can't convert the three-point play the old-fashioned way, but she is flirting with that triple-double. 25 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists, 5.5 minutes to go. Into Stolke, defended by Dunn. She leaves it short, and then Dunn comes away with the rebound, so she's got the double-double. Davidson off the bounce. I wanted that shot to fall just because the move was so pretty. Davidson and Dunn both with 20-plus points. Jones has 15. Smith has 10. And another takeaway by the SC defense. That's 13 turnovers for Iowa that SC has turned into 17 huge points. Davidson gets it to Dunn. She says, you know what? I'll call my own number. That one wouldn't fall. Chit-Chat a little too strong to Stremlo. And another opportunity for USC.
Iowa in this game.
And unfazed by doing that as well. Her second straight double-double. She's got 2 of those on the season. And she is starting to heat up just when USC needs her the most. A little over 4 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Shot clock into single digits. Kennedy Smith off the bounce. I don't know how she got that shot up, but it did go in, and she's got a dozen.
I need to see what type of finishing drills USC does on the daily, because these buckets have just been tough, one tougher than the next.
And everything with such ferocity and confidence. Stolke doesn't get the roll. Battle for the rebound, won by who else? Kara Dunn. She's got 11 rips now to go along with 25 points to lead all scorers. And for Iowa, up next for them on Sunday, number 2 UCLA. This is a tough LA swing. I don't care what USC's record is. The Galen Center is now a tough place to play, thanks to what Lindsay Gottlieb and her staff has done over the last 5 years.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's just been such an impressive mentality that this Trojans team came out with when you consider just how tough it's been on them the last couple of weeks, being in all these games, not coming out on top. They certainly are well positioned to finish off and get back in that W column in a couple minutes.
Davidson gets it back out to Dunn. So now USC is just working on all the stuff they want to tweak and get ready for the rest of this Big Ten conference slate. London Jones, the terrific take. She's got 17.
I feel like Lindsay Gottlieb may have to consider keeping her as a permanent starter. I mean, I know you like that energy off the bench, but I thought she made a huge impact right away in that starting lineup today.
Hawkeyes get a really nice bucket by Hayes. And if you're Iowa, what are you looking to do here in this final 2.5 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, this is one that's not going to taste good in the aftermath. You want to continue to play hard here, make defensive plays. Addie Deal, it's been a tough night for her, maybe feeling some emotions of being back in her hometown, lots of family and friends here.
And the circumstance that she's in the starting lineup.
Yeah,
Taylor McCabe, yeah, going out with that ACL. That's the first adversity that Iowa has had to deal with this season.
Yeah, Jan Jensen knew that this was going to be a tough one for her team, regardless of how USC came out. And it may just happen that it's also USC's best game of the season.
Davidson almost comes up with a steal. Deal getting it down low, and we'll have some free throws. I want to shout out producer Eddie Warman, director Chris Glass, my statistician Dick Dorn. Everybody on the Peacock crew has just been simply smashing as we bring you this huge upset victory for USC. And we haven't even reached February yet. First free throw is good by Layla Hayes, the Wasilla, Alaska product. Just a 46% free throw shooter, so you know she enjoyed watching that first one fall as she splits a pair. And now it'll be Houston shooting free throws.
Trojan fans are not letting the officials off easy in this game. They were not pleased with that one.
A 2-point game, or that USC was losing the way they're giving the refs grief. Houston just a 61% free throw shooter. Gets the first one to go. That was just the 9th free throw on the day for Iowa. Not that SC has shot that many more at 14, but a little disparity. 2 minutes to go in this one. What is your biggest takeaway about USC tonight, Kim?
I think it just shows how much talent is on the team. You know, this is still a new group this season. Transfers, young players, a freshman, Jazzy Davidson leading the way. But the combination of Davidson and Dunn, and when they get some production from a player or two outside, those are two really tough matchups for a team to have to defend.
London Jones off the mark. Dunn tried to save it. And it will stay. No, it will go to Iowa.
Defense. Here we go, everybody. Defense.
USC looking to make a little history and get its first victory against Iowa since November 30th of 1984. Whoa, it has been a minute. That's a great move by Journey Houston.
Yeah, it's impressive. You said, what more do you want to see? You want to continue to see your young players fighting hard. There are 3 freshmen, a couple of sophomores on the floor right now that are not playing the scoreboard.
It's a little 7-0 run by Iowa as a result. London Jones trying to split the defenders and can't connect. It's about the only thing that hasn't worked for Jones. She's got 17 points, and it's done leading off scores with 25. Iowa stacking together positive plays before they play number 2 UCLA on Sunday. And it's a 9-0 run now. Terrific efforts here by Iowa, and that's encouraging.
Yeah, I don't think Jan Jensen is going to be upset about any way that the effort she saw from her team. It's been good throughout. They just ran into a really tough USC defense tonight, but you're right, it's going to be a quick turnaround after this one to turn the page and face the Bruins later this weekend.
Callie Levine getting some big minutes. She played last against Northwestern back on January 5th. So again, Jan Jensen helping her young team grow. Shot clock is off. Final seconds. And KD is just going to hang on to the rock as USC pulls off the upset and secures its 4th victory against a
by the way. Good serve, just set up that forehand possibility. Time and space on her side. This cue. Mostly frame there from Sam Sullivan. I wonder how the legs are feeling for both players. And this is some tussle now. Kapila playing the first grass court match of her season.